Alright, hello everybody and welcome back to our Roblox Studio Basics video. Somebody on YouTube was asking me about tow truck, and I figured, you know what, let's make a tow truck. So in this video series, we're going to make two types of tow trucks. One is going to be like this tow truck here, which has, it doesn't have a roll off back. Let's see, I'm just trying to think of what I'm trying to say. Okay. This one here has a string. What did we change? Just like that. Stop. We'll be able to fix this too. See, and then. Have a winch out. I made a winch out on the crane. So yeah, so basically what you can do is you can search models in here and you can say, here, let's stop this for a minute. And you can say, you can search for a tow truck, right? All kinds of tow trucks come up. If you watched any of the previous videos, I showed you how to take a truck or a vehicle from the toolbox, how to edit it, how to silence the errors and make it functional. So if you know, I don't want to be it took a long time to get there. We don't want to have to reapproach that. If you're interested, watch those videos. It'll bring you up to speed on where we are. This truck here is a similar. It looks very similar to the one that we used actually. And yeah, so they have this here. It's tow truck winch system. All right, this thing here. This is what I used. I just, I reverse engineered it. See, it's got the bed system, it's got the winch event and the bed system. So what is that? Well, the way they do it, they use a remote event. I'll just add it in here. We'll see. Let's see. Okay. So inside this object, there are two remote events. One is the winch event, which is what you saw me do with this vehicle here, right? See, I have the exact same, except it wasn't separated. Yeah, and it just attaches to a vehicle. All right, I got the exact same one. I just reverse engineered it and then added it to my builds, which is pretty much what people do, right? So, how do we get there from here? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open from file, and we have our truck build. Okay, I'm going to open up our truck build. Oh, all right. Do this thing here. Okay, so this truck here is the one we took from the toolbox. Modified it, and we turned it into this lovely copy. We turned it into this lovely truck with a trailer. Now what you're going to notice, these trucks look pretty similar, don't they? And that's because I used this truck as a base model. Right? As I was saying, the Western Star, which is base model for a lot of the trucks that I have. At the time, I spent days and days and days going through the toolbox here looking for trucks, and I don't know, I just found for me that the best wheels and accessories and all that, it just seemed to be that the Western Star at that time happened to be the most complete truck that was in the toolbox. So we used it, and I'm sure since then, you know, there's all these other tow trucks and vehicles. Right, there's this one here, vehicles that people have added. All right, so let's get started here. So the first thing I want to do is we're going to delete the trailer. All right, delete the trailer. Now what I want to do, see if that broke anything on the truck. Oh yeah, right there. This one here, we'll have to silence this. we'll leave it for now in here. And that's like, let's say, I don't know, we want to add a trailer to our tow truck, which I do have in Blue Truck City. I have a tow truck that's got just a regular trailer. And that's say for hauling trailers, let's say. You know, you're playing with your friends. They crash. The trailer crashes. All right, so that's that one. So what I'm doing is I'm going through, and what we did is we added a separate folder for the lights that were on the trailer. And now what I'm doing is I'm just silencing that. Right? G2 was the folder that was on the trailer, but the trailer isn't there. So now we have to go through and we have to silence GRP2 in all of our... let's see. All right, let's see that one. I think did we do this one here? Which we did. And then the bottom one left, which we haven't done yet. All right, now let's see if we've silenced that part of it. Oh, no. Messed something up here. And then the other thing that we're going to need to do is... Oh, that'll be this end here. Right there. On the UI that we created for this truck, let's see here. We added some trailer functions, right? We have the rod constraint. We'll delete that. And then these. And then what we need to do is we need to go into the controller. And we can just silence these variables. Now we're going to be using this to create our own variables for the script.parent.start. Huh. Oh, I gotta put it in gear. All right, so we have our tow truck, our truck that we're gonna turn into a tow truck. Okay. All right. Let's duplicate this truck because we are gonna make two types of tow trucks. So we'll just duplicate that. Now you could take as an example. So what we did is we edited the A chassis script and we made it so that way it's functional. Now you can take the same A chassis script and you can put it into any one of these vehicles. Just remember, if you're taking the script from a truck and you're putting it into, say, a smaller vehicle, you're going to need to edit the weight on it, and you might have to retune it a little bit just so the smaller trucks aren't super fast, thinking that they had a lot of weight and now they don't have all that weight, and vice versa. You can make a chassis script work for one of these smaller vehicles and just paste it into any other vehicle, and you'll just need to edit the speed, tune it a little bit, which we went over in one of my previous videos. All right, so let's take this truck here. We are going to turn this truck into just a regular tow truck. Kind of ugly, kind of whatever. All right, so we'll rename this one. Let's say tow 1 is going to be the name. Actually, let's rename that tow A. It's better that you use letters. Let's say in the future you wanted to reference this truck in a script somewhere. If we use letters instead of numbers, if we can, it recognizes itself better that way. So we're going to take this part and we're going to put it into tow A. Now this part is part of this truck. This is going to be our arm, I guess you could say. So let's just rotate that, and let's just scale it. You know, it's nothing fancy. We'll see how far I decide to take this. What do we got to go to? View. Nope. Model. Create a weld. We want to weld that to the frame. Okay. And now that's going to stay just like that. So now what we need to do is we need to program the actual functions into our toe arm. I guess that's what you could call it. You could call it a toe arm. I don't know what they call it, but okay. So what we need to do is we need to create some buttons on our. We're going to do it through here. We're going to do it through this UI here. This one here, this truck. So, and to start a UI, you're going to right-click, insert object, and we're going to insert a screen UI. That is going to allow us to edit this one here. Trailer on off, which is the one. I think tune is something I'm working on. Trying to take a chassis and make it digital. And we'll go into that in another video. Okay, so we have these two buttons, right? Trailer on, trailer off. What we're going to do is we're going to make this. We've disabled those two buttons because we don't have a trailer right now. So we're going to rename. We are going to rename them. All right, so we're going to need, let's see, just counting the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it, in stop. 5. We're going to need 5 buttons. So we'll duplicate trailer on, and then duplicate that. And we will duplicate that. All right. I know, ugly. That's the way it is when you do these tutorials. It's already going to be a long one, so if I add in these elements, editing all this, it's going to be super long. All right, so the first thing we want to do, we're going to rename this to attach. All right, these are our variables, and we're going to rename this to detach. Now, if you go through, if you take this towing, what is it here? That tow thing I was showing you that I've got. Okay, when they wrote, whoever wrote the script, I don't know who the original creator of the tow object, let's say, these are their functions: attach, detach, in, out. I didn't rename them. I'm just using the same, just to make it easy, right? So we'll rename this one here. We need release. Okay, and we can rename this one here to in start and in stop. And then this is the winch. So we can do 2 more. We can go out start and out stop, and basically you're reversing the winch, right? Instead of telling the winch to go in, you're telling it, instead of the rope getting tighter, you're telling the rope to get longer. All right. Excuse me, sorry about that. So now that we've got our frame and we have our variables within our frame, what we need to do now is we can drag that back into the UI, and we need to go into the controller. And here is where we are going to rewrite all these functions. And I don't actually need this variable start. This was my this here. But I think that is a CPU properties. Well, that one is visible too, eh? Yeah, we won't go through that right. That was something for a different day. I'm confusing myself. All right, so we're going to go into the UI controller. This controls all of our input, right? And so what we are going to do is we're going to erase this where it says if variable trailer off, trailer on. And we're going to say if variable is equal to, in quotation marks. First one we want to go to is attach, which is in our frame. Make sure it's the same. And here in Canada, we have this stupid keyboard function which continues. It's it's got these two languages. It's got English Canada on a US keyboard, and it's got English United States on a Canadian multilingual keyboard. Like, to me, doesn't make sense. You should be able to select Canadian English and like French if you wanted to, you know, right? We live in Canada. All right. Anyways, enough of that. If variable equals attach, then we need to say and part, because part is what we're going to be. Let's see, is a.
Did you know that Walmart is Canadians' #1
We want to
choice
say
back-to-school shopping? Find low prices on school
is
supplies,
a base
top
part.
tech, cool clothing, and more, so you can stock up and
No,
restock
base
as
part.
necessary. Back to school, back to Walmart.
A base part. Then so then we're gonna say it says let's see here. So in the code we have this arm. This is named winch part, so we can rename that. Just you can say winch arm. You can rename it to whatever you want. Just make sure you know where it is so you can reference it in the code. So we say script dot parent dot winch, which is our part. Okay. And then inside that winch, we also want to right click, insert object. We want a rope constraint, because that is going to become our, you know, our thingy that picks up the vehicles, right? Whatever you want. I don't know, our cable, whatever you want to call it. Whatever you want to call it, our rope, whatever, right? That is what, when you attach that to the vehicle, that is what lifts it up. All right. So script apparent dot winch dot rope constraint, which is the rope constraint inside. All right, and then we want to say dot attachment 0. So constraints have two attachments. One would be attaching to the tow truck, and the other attachment would be an attachment that's on the vehicle you're trying to tow. So what we're going to do is we're going to create an attachment on the vehicle that we're trying to tow, and that way we can connect the rope, and that's what allows us to use the rope in the way that we do. All right. So attachment 0 is going to be script dot parent dot winch dot attachment. You want to name that? Yeah. Okay, what that'll do is that'll just create an attachment on the in here without us having to create an attachment and naming it, which you could do. You could have three or four different types of ropes. Say they're different colors. They could do different things. You could have different attachments in here. Just make sure that you name which attachments you want to be which rope, right? Attachment 0 is blue. Attachment 1 is red, and so on and so forth. And that's when you can create like a crane. It has a lot of moving parts to it. This is one of the ways we can do that. And then we need to create a variable. So we go local a2, which is just a variable. We say instance dot new, and this is going to be attachment. Okay. And now what I'm learning is PART. If you want to, let's say, you wanted to create a, I don't know, a motor inside an object. Okay, the easiest way to do something like that, you could go into, model, create, and you could create a constraint, cylindrical constraint or prismatic constraint, let's say, and you give it all those functions. The other way to do that is instance.new. So you can say instance.new motor, and then you can list all the variables that you want that motor to have. That's pretty neat.
something I haven't really dabbled in, but something I'm learning along the way. All right, so let me go script. Dot parent. Dot winch. All right. Dot row constraint. Dot attachment. We want to go attachment 1. All right. Equals A2. This is the attachment that we'll be creating on the vehicle. Then we want to go script.parent, right? Script.parent dot winch dot rope constraint, and now we're going to set the variables for the rope constraint. We would say dot length equals and now this is the code. This is the code that they have. So we are gonna say, what do they say? Script dot parent in these parentheses dot winch dot position minus part dot position. And then we want to dot position. What are these? Dot magnitude. UDE plus 0.4. And then we say weld part equals part. All right. So this weld part is going to be up here. We're actually going to have to create a, and that's probably why. End. Okay, and that's saying unknown global part, or what is part. So what we need to do at the very start is we need to add the weld. So we're going to say local weld part, which is what we called it, right? Equals nil because it's not attached to anything. And we'll say local winch. Oh, I say winching in. Winch in equals false. Right, so then when you say that's just winching in, it's just enter. We can say winching out too equals false, and that's how you can in and out on the thingy. All right, so function. Now we're gonna write the weld. You want to do the let's see, X, Y, and name. All right, and we're gonna say local weld equals instance.new, which is the same when you create, right? And we'll say weld. So it'll create an instance of weld, right? Weld dot part 0, because you need 2 parts, just like you do with an attachment, equals X. And we can say weld dot, we want part 1, whoops, dot part equals Y. All right, and then we say local CJ equals, and then we're going to use the C frame to get the new. All right, and we say X dot position. We're looking for the X is C frame, and then we say weld C0. Weld dot C0 equals X dot C frame inverse. All right, and we want to multiply that by CJ, which is the weld, and then we want C1. Okay, equals Y. right. Y dot C frame. It's the same thing as what we just wrote there. C frame. Inverse. All right, we're gonna multiply that also by CJ. All right, and then we want to go weld dot parent equals script dot parent dot winch, and then that way it welds the car to the winch. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna weld the car to the arm. And why is that important? Well, one thing Roblox does, you'll see this when we build the roll-off truck. If you weld the object to the part and then you bring that part onto the vehicle, it processes the physics differently, I guess. I don't know. I'll show you. You'll understand what I mean when we see how all this goes. All right. Then we're gonna say if name then weld dot name equals name, just like that. There. Now in here, where we say the trailer functions, player variable, we also have to add in their part. Just like that. All right, P for player part, and then that way it silences. But see, if variable attach. Let's see, what did I do here? I think this then doesn't need to be in here. There we go. All right. This double end. This one's giving me an error here. All right, what's going on here with this? Probably else. Oh, what's going on here? Yeah, we gotta put the this one here. If variable start, that we're just gonna silence this one for now, just because it's half complete. Kind of working on it. All right, you do that. Just to silence this, we'll get this out of the way. All right, now it's giving me an error. Why is that? Oh yeah. Weld part equals, where do we leave off here? Equals part. That's it. Probably don't need that. Probably just need that. Or do I gotta, let's see. Part if variable. Line 5. Function weld. Oh. Does it, oh, do I need another end there? Yeah, look at that. I did. And then this here is in the wrong spot. All right. It's easy to, there we go. All right, now we got that silenced. So now that's the first one, attach. Okay, now we want to do detach, and we can say else. This is where we use the else if variable is equal to, what's the one? Detach. E-T-A-C-H. Detach. Then, right, script dot parent dot winch dot rope constraint dot attachment 1 equals nil. That'll be the attachment on the vehicle that we were trying to pick up. And that's it. And then what it does here, it says it's script.parent
winch dot rope constraint dot length equals 0, and then that way you don't have this huge long string. Following it around, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. I'm going to end that. Well, I guess I don't need to. Let's see. Yeah, you know what? Let's make these individual. Make these individual functions is how we're going to write this. Just if for these, and we'll see how that works. All right. Oh yeah, now we need the other part of that. Okay, so this one here is else. Else if, we need an end there. Else if variable, what are we doing here? Oh yeah, variable is equal to weld, then, I guess that's how we're doing it. That technically would be the end. Yeah, I guess I just did else if, whatever. Then you don't have to put the, is that right? Oh no, that's its own. Sorry. I got confused. This is its own. And this here is another, is if and else if is part of the same. Sorry, so we say if script, script dot parent dot winch, and we'll say find first child, and then what do we say here? Car weld. Car weld. Then script dot parent dot winch dot car weld destroy. Right, because what it does is it welds the car to our arm, and it creates the weld within our arm, so we can delete it. If it created the weld on the vehicle, we wouldn't be able to delete it as easily. So as long as the weld is here, we can access it here, and we can remove it here, and that's what this is. All right, so that's attach, detach, and weld. And you know what? I didn't actually write, so we're gonna have to add weld into here. All right. Now we say, and that's the end of that. All right, then we say if weld part, then, oh, that's part of that as well. If weld part, then, all right, and we're going to say weld, and we are going to say weld part, script, dot parent, dot winch, car weld. All right, and that's where we are going to make the car weld. Pretty simple. Using the code. All right, that's the end of that one. Okay, now we say if variable is equal to release, then release. All right. So you'll notice, let's see here. All right, so variable is release, then we say if script dot parent dot winch, we say find first child, and it's going to be car weld.
Then script apparent winch part car weld
Destroy. I want to say we already did that. Right here. Cool. So we can just copy and paste that.
Hey, that was easy. I like it when things work out. All right, now the only other part that we need here is the winch. All right, so we say if variable is equal to, this is how we write variables, to our, let's see, in start, I think is what right, in start, then we say winching in equals true, which was our variable that we created. And then we say while, let's see, while script parent dot winch part dot rope constraint, let's see, dot winch dot rope constraint dot length is greater than 0.2, and winching in do, so basically winching in, right? The length is greater than 0.2, and the winch, it's not winching in, then it's going to start shrinking, right? Then we go script dot parent, so we go scripts dot parent dot winch dot rope constraint, right? Dot length equals, we'll say script. Whoops, no, that's left. Script dot parent dot winch dot winch dot rope constraint dot length equals, what we say, minus 0.2. And then that's basically how slow. Wait. Let's see here. And then what is it? 0.07 is what they have here. So it moves in really slow. You can change that speed. Same with this here. It'll winch in until it reaches 0.2, and then it'll stop. You can change this length to whatever you want. 1, 10, 20, however long you want the rope to be. This is the way to do it. Okay, and then we have this one here. Then we go else if, right? Else if variable is equal to in stop. Then, alright, winching in equals false. Real easy, right? Winching in equals false. Alright. Just like that. Check for some errors. I don't see any. Now we just got to make sure that we have all of our variables. We have attach, detach, release, in, start, and in, stop. Attach, detach, in, start, in, stop, release. Oh, and then weld, which is the one variable I didn't create. So let's take this frame. Let's put it back here. What's this one here? In stop. Let's duplicate that. Rename that. Weld. Alright. So this needs to say weld. Because it's the weld. This one needs to say release. This one needs to stay in stop. This one needs to stay in. Oops. In start. Alright. This one needs to say detach. And this one needs to say attach. Alright, now if we've done this properly, which I believe we have. If you've been following along, great. Hopefully, I am explaining this in a way that is that you can follow along with. All right, let's play. If we've done everything correctly, the UI should work, and we should be able to pick up that car, do all this fun stuff, right? So we have our button here. Trailer off is not a valid member of... Oh, yes. We've only done half the work here. Half the work, so it's not going to work. Then we need to go into our... Not our controller. No. Where are we? Truck dot frame. Let's see. We need to go to... This was our controller, which is... What's this one? Show and explore. Oh, our local script. Duh. That's right. Our local script. Our local script is what controls the buttons. Without that, our buttons don't do anything, right? So now what we have to do is we have to take all these buttons here and we have to make them in here. So we can change this one. Oh, let's change the also the. Just keep it simple for now. So what I had is I was changing the colors. Hold on. So the first one, this one here. Let's see. What do we have? Attach. And what we can do is take that and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, we have attach, and then we have detach, and then we have instart, and then we have install. Release and weld. All right. Now, if we've done that properly, which I think we have now, it should function without any errors. Hopefully. All right, no errors. I like that. All right, so you don't have to get into the vehicle. We could make it so you have to get into the vehicle, and it picks up. You know, there's all that extra stuff. Trailer off. What am I referencing here? Local script. Oh, it should be dot frame. So what we need to do is we need to say here where it says trailer off. Obviously that was the button. So now we also need to do that here. We need to take this and we need to name the buttons. We need to name the buttons. In start. Now this one here, we're going to change. In stop. And this one here is going to be release. And this one here is going to be weld. Right. Because those are our buttons. We can name the button something else. We can name the function something else. But that was the way that we named it. So as far as in start and in stop go, we can have that as one button. I know we set it up as two. But what I want to do is like in start. And then you can have like instead of mouse button one click, you can say mouse button one down, right? Connect function in start, and then you can say in stop. We could say, we'll just do that actually. You can say mouse button one up. You can say in start dot mouse button dot one up. So when you release your button, and then we could just take these two and have them as a single button. I guess that's all I'm getting at. All right, so I think we've done that right. Third time's a charm. All right. Okay, so what I want to do is get rid of Okay, so here's our tow truck functions, which you can change. We'll say attach workspace. Temp index nil with is a, and part is a base part. All right, let's see, where are we here? Where are we here? Index nil with is ah. So fortunately, I have this guy right here. So what I can do is I can look to see what. Where are we here? I think it wasn't that one there. It was this one there, the controller. This here is a I think is identical to what we have here, which is right. Well, maybe it's the base part. Oh no, see, if variable attach and part is a base part, see, if variable attach and part is a base part, then it's funny, hey, it works. It works in some. Or maybe if name then well done name equals name. Yeah, it's the same thing we got there. Two names. Yeah. UI name new walls. I don't know what the difference is there. Workspace.toa UI controller attempt index nil with is a part is a base part, then if variable attach and part is a base part, then or could be not that I don't know, that's a new one. See if we can figure this out. Give me any, no, just that workspace controller line 22. Attempt index nil with is a. I'm just wondering if spelling is really important, and I'm thinking here maybe, oops, maybe I did something that was
At Toyota, we build quality vehicles with you
a
in
spelling
mind.
mistake,
Picture
right?
this,
Which
you're
happens.
innocently running errands,
So I'm
but
just,
then
like I
out
say,
of
I'm just
nowhere,
comparing
a pile of
the.
mulch winks at you, challenging your hauling abilities. Don't fret, Toyota's got your back with trucks that
It's
can
not
tackle
bad.
any challenge with ease, because there's no such thing as too much mulch. It's
Doesn't
time
like
to load
this.
up. It's time to Toyota. Order a
If
2023
variable
Tacoma
is equal to
4x4 double
attach
cab
and
SR5
part
starting
is a
from
base part,
$47,650. Price includes additional fees. Taxes extra. Visit shoptoyota.ca or your local Prairie Toyota dealer today.
See, I got that right here. Is a. Well, let's see if it's gonna work on the.
There's something there. I'll have to figure it out. There's something there. Right, this one will work. You'll see that there's no. All right, let's get out of here. Same thing. If I say weld. Oh, I wonder if I need to attach first. Right, if I say attach. See that? No errors. And then if we click on here and we say attach, it gives me that error. So I must have forgot. So what we'll do is we'll copy this here. And I'll analyze it. Let's see, word for word. Weld part, yeah. Let's see, that one I spelled with a capital because of that, right? Weld part equals nil. Identical. Okay, so the only other so silly. Let's take this here. Let's cut this code. Oh, let's cut this code. Let's paste it in there. Oh. Oh, now it's not working at all. What? What's going on here? Doesn't make any. Oh, you know what? Let's see here. Yeah, it should be its own. I don't know. It doesn't not making much here. Let's oops. Delete that. Here. Cut that. Else if and all right, then we can go like this here. I don't know why it doesn't it seems depending on where it is in the code. I'll have to investigate further. Obviously. See, now it doesn't even want to work. Right? Attach. But if we put it here, and that might have to do with this here. Let's see here. Yeah. Attempt to index no with is a. This to me is just so silly. Right? What's the difference between this here and this here? The only difference is here I have other code ahead of that. Right? We have attach, detach, weld, right? Release, instart, install. Same thing. Attach, detach. Oh, attach. Let's see. Detach, weld. Attach, detach, weld. Right? Release, instart, install.
created identical. Release, start, install. The only difference is there's other variables ahead of that one. Like, I don't know if that means anything. I don't know why it's giving me an error here. Is a base bar. It doesn't. And part is a base part. Maybe it can't identify what part is. We got player variable part and P. Player variable part. We got the same variables in the function. The only difference is here it's called winch part. And here it's called winch. That's the only difference. Right? Winch part. Ridiculous. So now what? I have to add another function here? No, that doesn't make sense. Just to get this thing to work. What? If attach and part is a base part, then temp index null with is a yeah. Sorry guys, I don't really know what. Let's see here. View. Let's go. Home. Where are we? Toolbox. All right. Let's see here. I'll even add that. I'll add this thing here. Oops. No, I don't want to add that. I want to add this here. Tow truck system, right? We'll even look at that as an example. I'll move it. And you'll see the code wherever your bed system, the welder here. Oh, I might actually need this part. Yeah. I probably need this part here. The actual welder with the welder script. That would probably help actually. So what I'm wondering is where did I put it? Where did I put it in here? So I must have added it somewhere.
In a Toyota Corolla, every
Attachment,
moment
base
is a chance to create
bar,
something special. From crafting the perfect road trip playlist to planning the next weekend getaway. Learn more about the hybrid with optional all-wheel drive and vehicle
Strange.
availability at toyota.ca/Corolla.
Unless it's in here in the controller. No, I didn't even. I wonder what I did. Yeah, I took this part here. Local main part. P.weld part. What's it welding? Oh, that's the bed weld. Yeah. Weld parts, base part, anchor. That's just to weld the right? This is the winch controller here. Attach. Right? A variable attach and part is a base part. This is exactly how we right? It's the same code that we got. There it is. But here it works. P variable part. All right, let's just get rid of that. And then how do we have it? Maybe that's it. We'll swap that for P and then player. Like that. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, weld part. Did I actually? Alright, let's just get rid of those. All right. Well, sorry guys, I'm gonna have to pause the video for now. And what's our runtime on this? Anyways, oh, an hour. Holy moly! It always takes a little bit to get these things set up, right? You got to test it, go through your code. I'm not too sure why. I don't know why it doesn't want to work. Like I say, it's identical. The only difference is this one has code in front of it. I don't know. I guess we could try that. Let's see here. No, we don't want to do that. That was from here. Oh, seriously, this mouse I have sucks. All right, let's see here. Frame, you get over there. Frame, can you please get in there? What is going on? Really? Thank you. All right. Ay, 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 ay. So let's make this frame. Let's make this frame a little bit bigger. All right. Like I say, I don't know why it's not working. But we are gonna have to add in another button. Just see if it works. I'm not too sure why, but we're gonna rename this one Beacon. All right, and then let's just close that for now. I don't know why let's see Beacon. All right, and then we'll have to edit this. We'll have to say if variable. Beacon. We could even do that. Let's just try that. If I recall, I think I had problems with the last one. It was the same thing. Initialize or something. No? Is it? Oh, I don't know why it's giving me this error. And part is the base part. Attempt index no. Doesn't seem to want to work. That's frustrating. That's frustrating. Because I mean it's I've got it. It's identical. Instance.new. XY name. XY. Right? I don't think it has anything to do with this. So I don't know why it doesn't want to work. What is a base part then? But that's how we have it here. Is a. Right? Yeah. Is a. Part is a base part then. Yeah. It's identical. It's identical. Weld part equals part, which is what I got there. Weld part equals part. I don't understand why it doesn't want this. And part is a, oh, maybe, no, see, I've got it here as a
don't think, I know for a fact that's not going to work. Yeah. It doesn't attempt index know what it is. So it's not gonna. Right, I can even copy this. Change that to attach instead of weld part. It's lowercase. Weld part. It's identical. It's probably gonna give me the same error too. Yeah. See. Attempt index nil with is. Just trying to think if there's anything else I hid in the UI controller that I'm not thinking about here. It's either there or oh, this here. You see this here? Mouse button 1 down, connect function. If attach mode equals true, then local part equals mouse.target. Winch event. This right here is what I was looking for. Attach mode. Here it is right here. All right, so we've after all that, we found it. Perfect, perfect. This is the code here that we want. See, winch event, bed event, GUI. That was how I had reverse engineered it. And then here I am like, all right, and that was in the local script. So in our local controller script, and that was at the top. Right here. Now, winch event will actually refer to trailer functions. So this will be trailer. Is that right? Let me double check here. Winch event dot trailer dot value. Yeah, you see, I had it named the same. Yeah, we'll just name that trailer. All right. Now let's see. Now let's see if that's gonna that's gonna work for us. Nope, it still doesn't. All right, let's see what I did wrong here. Oh, probably. Do I have that mouse? Okay, attach mode. We have. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Connect function. Do we have that? No. Connect function is empty. Mouse. Button 1 down. If attach mode is equal to true. Oh, I think I see what I did wrong here. I'm connecting the attach function through to here. Right. Which is what I want to do. Let's see, one of these. We're on to something. We're on to something here. We're on to something. I'm sure. This is the controller, right? And what did I say for attach? Oh, it's the same. Attach. There it is right there. Oh, maybe that's. Helps spelling, right? Spelling. Oh, and then if you press X, looks like you can cancel it. That's
cool. I didn't realize that. Oh, no, it's still giving us this error. Oh, I edited the wrong one. That's probably why. That would help. Hey? See, and if you press X, if attach mode equals true, then attach mode equals false. That's how they do that. Add your keyboard buttons in there. You can add your keyboard buttons in. All right, let's see if this is gonna work this time. Oh no, it still didn't work. Ah, what's going on here? Yeah, that's right. UI controller. Attach. All right. Oh, this is yeah, that's right. This is in the same spot. That's right in there. Let's only use once. Only use. Oh, here we go. Detach. Mouse button one down. Right, detach. Weld. Release. Install. Function. Winch event. Fire server. And I did. Oh, maybe that's trailer fire server. Maybe that's part of it. Right. Winch event. Now I said trailer. Yeah, trailer. Fire server attach. Let me just take a look at this because here's same thing. Except here is a winch event. Oh, here we go. Attach. Attach mode equals true. Now this one I don't have. UI.attach. Mouse button connect function. Attach mode equals true. Oh, and what did I say? Fire server attach. Maybe that's what I need to connect that to. Let's see here. Instead of this, we'll do that. Is that right? Attach mode. And that's this attach mode. All right, let's try it out. Yay! Oh, winch part is not a valid member of workspace. What? Now I got a different error, but that worked. Okay, so that what is it saying? It's saying winch part. It's not winch part, it was winch, right? Yeah, because I copied that. I directly copied that from the, all right, so we're gonna go through this, we'll fix it, and then I'll do a recap. And that'll, oh, winch part here, dot position. I'm gonna change that again. Oops. Okay, so it's not the controller. It's this one here. Let's see here. Where are we here? Drive seat. Local. No, we're looking at the UI controller. And we are looking where it says winch part. Right here. Script apparent about winch part. Should be winch. Or whatever you name your arm, where you have your rope constraint, wherever that is, whatever that's called. Yeah, like I said, spelling is important. make sure you can find the path. All right. Winch is not a valid member of model workspace. Oh, did I not name this winch? Yeah. Oh, it's got to be in MISC. It's got to be in MISC. Yeah, it is in MISC. Workspace.toa.misc. Winch. Oh, rename. See, capital W. Maybe that'll let's see, line 25. Oh, yeah, see, it's all capitals. And then here's the lowercase. So let's rename back that to where it was. Lowercase. All right, this is a really good sign that it's trying to find the part. All right. What is that? 10th time is a charm. 20th time is a charm here. Oh, attachment is not a valid member of part workspace. Oh, jeepers, really? Are you kidding me? Script.parent.winch.row constraint. Oh, boy. Attachment is not a valid member of. Script.parent.winch.attachment. It's not going to create. Yeah, it's supposed to do part. Oh, attachment 1 is A2. Okay, so maybe you do need to insert object. Insert just an attachment. Just leave it as attachment because that's what we have named there. Let's see if that's going to work. Does, but now, oh, you know why? Let's see, instart, install. No, it didn't actually do anything. Oh boy, this is rope restraint. Okay. And then I wonder if I can do this. Let's see, script parent winch rope restraint visible equals true, and then I could just do that even. You know, let's strike that out of the code and let's just do that ourselves. Let's change that color to yellow, and then let's make it huge so we can see it. Thickness 2. Oh wow, that's gonna be massive. If we can see it, right? That's the whole idea here. There we go. Did you see that? Look at the size of that. Okay, now you can change where the attachment is. Then we go what? Instart, release, detach, works. Still needs a little bit of work here. I don't know why instart's not. What's going on here? Winching in equals true. Yeah, it's supposed to winch in until it's here. Instart. Maybe I got it all. Instart. See, we can just get rid of this here. This while script.parent.rope constraint, and we can say winch again equals true. And we can just say script.parent.winch.rope constraint length equals script. No, let's see. I think it's right. Script parent winch rope constraint. dot length minus 0.2. Is that right? All right, now one of these has got to go. Okay, let's try that. Really easy. Get rid of that other. Oh. This Roblox is having issues. All right, let's see. Instart. Instart. Really? All right. Well, for some reason we're having all kinds of issues with this. I didn't think this video was going to be this. It was going to take me this long to actually get all this working. Line 41. What a mess. Sorry about that. Well, attach and detach works. I guess that's what where we'll have to leave it for today. Yeah, like I said, It's funny, eh? You have it identical in one, right? Exactly the same. And yet maybe I'm probably forgetting something again. Where is it here in the controller? With part 1, right? Who knows? It took me a long time to see, as you can tell, it takes a long time to go over it. Run into these problems and you have to troubleshoot and troubleshoot and troubleshoot and troubleshoot. Attachment 1 equals A2. Local A2 instance of the attachment 1. That was the weld function. Weld doesn't know what part 1 is. All right, well, I'm gonna have to leave it here for today. That's all for today, folks. I'm sorry it was a long video, hour and a half. Whew. I'll try and shorten it. Bye bye for now.